Iranians instead of Saudis. The Iranians are not perfect, right? But that's the right team. Hezbollah might be having trouble right now, but that's the right team, right? And the white man say Hezbollah sells when they're talking about us. I had to tell Hezbollah when we was over there, because they were sending letters, they'd have their letterhead, we're friendly and we like getting along, you know what I mean? And technically I know the law, like, hey, you can't say too much of that. You know what I mean? It's like we know the level of the law, right? Other brothers do, hey man, tell the old man we happy. And I'm not gonna call no Hezbollah and say, hey man, we happy to see you, right? And we gonna have some good get-togethers or anything, right? Heck no. Why? Technically it's not against the law, but by the time these boys finish with it, it will be, right? It'll get you put in jail, it'll get you killed. You go to jail when you get ready. You choose your time in jail. Let me develop your program. You use the penitentiary for arrest to clear your mind. Okay, surplus. So we did talk about, and we moved water close. We did talk about the 300 agents, right? That is true, that the FBI transferred 300 agents to black gangs. That means how important is black gangs, right? If they were that important, right, how many eyes would be on them? All eyes would be. What chance would they have with their level of sophistication? What kind of chance would they have to develop? Would the government give them a chance to develop? Now, if you take leaders and they go to jail voluntarily, they don't have to set them up and pull them off. They do it themselves, right? Oh, that's fine. They're off the scene. And then the government is going to study what is the level that those people are on. Okay, they're not that brilliant because they wouldn't do the things that they're doing if they'd evolved to the right level. Because boss man don't give you no chances. Oh, I didn't mean it, boss man. Boss man don't do that, right? Boss man haven't give us no breaks. Okay. So we are exceptional. That's not bragging, that's not talking, but we're exceptional. This is 2020, and we're still here, and ain't nobody even around, right? And how is it that ain't nobody dropping by? Where's the people 20 years ago? Where's the Negroes that was here 10 years ago? Where are they at, right? Where are all the people in Oakland? California, just think about it. You got to remember that whole state was lined up behind As-Sabiqun. Immigrants' children, Sunnis, Shias, everybody. Where did they go? Where did they all go, right? All of this stuff, that's real. What we're doing is exceptional. What we've already done is exceptional. And I believe that we wouldn't be here unless world-class movement time, that's all. And ain't nothing boss man can do about it. There's nothing technically. This is not arrogant, I'm just saying. They could help, that's fine. They could be mad, that's fine, it don't make no difference. It don't make no difference what they do. Because we're going through our daily routine and our daily schedule. We'll evolve, we've been here many times before, right? And we're not back where we thought we might have to be. Remember what we said You have to be prepared to sleep under a bridge. We don't have to sleep under no bridge, but we were prepared to, right? We were prepared to sleep under a bridge. That's the preparation. That they can take everything because it's their law. We still got tons of property and everything else. So we're going to build off of that, right? They run niggas crazy. The crazy house is full of people that nobody even knows about. White boys, Negroes, I done seen them. Penitentiaries all around the place. One white boy, he was right down on the Mexican in La Tuna after the rebellion. You remember in Ohio where the white boy is laying out on the ground and they got the white girl looking up in 1970? Why you do this? Kent State. See, Boss Man is not a friendly guy, you know what I mean? And they were just, what is the purpose of all of this? And Boss Man, just like them Haight-Ashbury, hippie, flower, love, make love, not war folks, you saw the pictures, I spent time with them in California. They did the same thing. They killed niggas with heroin and everything else. They killed them with crank and LSD, run them crazy. This is a diabolical system. And here we are after 50 years. Do you know how nice that is? That we had time to help people who was in exile with money. Many times over. I believe the brothers was able to leave Algeria and go where they want because they was broke when we got there. But after we got there and left, then they could leave and go where they wanted because they had money. They had no money when we got there. Okay? The other thing is the willingness, Oakland, the right size, the right place, the right time. Oakland, today, right size, right place, right time. DC, you got both of these. The right place, the right size, and the right time for our step up into Islamic revival, human revival, right? That's what's happening right now. That's the part we're going to play. I didn't want to take all this time, but I wanted to change the subject because some stuff came up, and even when I was just mentioning to you about Abdul Kareem out there. No, because I tell people sometimes, I say, oh, so-and-so, yeah, he's a tattletale, he's a snitch, he's the police. But for you, he ain't the police. For you, he ain't the snitch. He act like a nice guy out there, right? He acts educated, knowledgeable, trained, human. Because you ain't the target. I am, right? The people, when I'm the target, them niggas is nice to everybody. They take them to dinner, right? They have visits where they do it. Because they're not the target, I am. But sometimes it's the target that's representing the movement. And so far, dear believers, when they ask, how you doing? I said, man, this is sweet. It's sweet because we haven't bitten nothing that they throw out. So far, and they throw it out every day. Hey, how about a little bit of this? Hey, we ain't bitten none of it. No. They got to reassess what they think about niggas because of us. Can you imagine how they've recalibrated all along? Because they've been writing us off all along for the last 30 years. They're not going to get past this, not going to get past that. And they recalibrated. They didn't recalibrate it so much. Now they're off the page. They don't know what to do. It's too late to burn a nigga because, all this stuff is all out, all over it, right? And if something happened, then the people will say, man, let's see what he was talking about, right? Now imagine if everybody listened to 10% of what we had said, 15, right? 20%. Suppose they get a big CD thing with all, like Malcolm had 31 lectures. Suppose they have one of those with 30 lectures of Imam Musa, 2 hours each, with all of this stuff on it, right? They say, man, I didn't know that. I didn't know. That's all they'll say. Anyway, I didn't mean to get y'all over here and freeze you to death, but no, people ask me, sometimes they hey man, what's happening with you? I said, man, you don't know, I can't. In fact, I haven't even told them. It's like a dream. It's like what you want to do, you know. I'll close with this. The first was the white man's dream. You know, you're watching TV and they had an old program, just a pilot program, Desilu Playhouse. It was about Al Capone. Later on, they made it a whole TV series, the old ancient 1962 and 63 Untouchables. Right? Al Capone, Frank Nitti, after time is Frank Nitti there, Bruce Gordon. You may not believe it, but Felix Mitchell, the baddest crew after me, it was fired for them to watch them programs. Because remember, we're in California, we had no idea about how gangsterism. That's wonderful. So you have an idea. The reason we were so far ahead that we just thought, oh, gangsters do this. So we watched the TV, and that's exactly what we did, just like what Al Capone did. White people, we did that's what they got, right? That's why we said, if white people had a syndicate, we deserve a syndicate too. Right, a syndicate all over, niggas all over the country. That's what we was working on. That's why the white man said we ain't not having none of that. You know? And the only time he come back with it is when you get so big and something else, he'll come and say, hey, what about your old dream of all the niggas working? Don't you want to give all them niggas and stuff? And then you be the big chief of the United States. But this boy, you're a dumb cracker. You're just a little slow. You're 500 years late, boss man. But he know what he was working on. At that time, can you imagine? Can you imagine what we was doing in Oakland? Imagine if all the black youth around America was organized and they used all of their money to develop their community. Starting in the 60s, where we would be now, right? Where you circulate money in the community, right? That's what we did in Oakland. We did it because, hey, that's what gangsters do. Gangsters take money and they build up. That it came off TV. Can you imagine? So we got a chance to live our dream. What about Malcolm? Oh, when you learn some sense. You get a chance to do Malcolm and beyond Malcolm, right? Yeah, Allah give you an opportunity. Just because everybody else say you can't get no smarter than Malcolm, well, you're just stupid. If Malcolm was 25%, we have to be 85% just to be in the room, right? Because that's how fast things is going now, right? We can't come back with Malcolm 1965. It's stupid, right? That would be insanity, right? Okay. Now, today, how many black people get a chance to face down old dumb boss man when boss man is actually going down this time. Right? We can wave bye-bye. No matter what happened to us, he's still gone. We can say bye-bye, boss man. That's true. You see what I mean? No matter what happened to us, we can still say goodbye, boss man. You're going to be eating chop suey from now on. Right? Ain't nothing you can do about it. Right? The history, right? Goodbye, boss man. Right? Now I'll close with this. Although we're here to help, and we're going to, that's probably the reason we're still around. Because we never let the white man make us mean. Either mean or scary or something, right? It didn't work. Okay, didn't mean to take all y'all time. Did I answer any questions? Or did any of this make sense about heroic suicide? Does that make any sense at all? Heroic suicide, that the brothers don't have no way out, they don't see any way out. And that the white man know what he's doing. You don't have, and he can't see any way out, right? The glass ceiling, right?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
So all along, when you talked about the trap, so you talked about the white women and drug. So all along with Jeff Ford, the government money was a trap all along. That was.
Oh, good God Almighty! The government money.
Right.
That's one thing about prison. You get a chance to talk to everybody.
That was even before the marijuana. This is the first charge.
No. He was, when he was in prison, he was there because of money. You got to remember, here's what they said. They didn't tell the niggas nothing about accountability. They said, now here's the money.
It's $1 million.
Here's $1 million. Now you just go out there and party. And what's the nigga doing about a red Cadillac, greenhouse, all that, right? And then they come back. They say, oh, did you sign this? Did you see this clause right here? You can't hardly see it. Did you see this clause here on accountability? That's why Jeff Ford was in the federal penitentiary for accepting federal money, right? And they tried to get half the people in California on the same thing. They tried to give money to the Black Panther Party. Everybody, oh, we'll just give you money. So ain't nobody gonna read all that. You ever, it's like your rent paper, all that stuff. You ever read that whole thing?
And one of the vice lords, Bobby Gore, they didn't get him on that, but they got him on a Trump the murder charge because he was actually Jeff Ford's cousin.
Right.
The vice lords. Right. Yeah.
They got, look,
right.
They got something for everybody, and they keep throwing it out. They don't go fishing one day. If they don't bring nothing home, they just go out fishing and they throw, oh, let's try this bait. They don't like that, let's, right? And pretty soon, somebody done bid at something. That's why we're special. We're exceptional. We're exceptional because we haven't bid at nothing. They put nothing, anything they do about us, they had to make it up, right? Because they can't say by tender, you can put, look, you get all, you want the Muslims, you just bring, right around here, they used to bring 3 or 4 cutie pies in there, roll them in, and the Imam will have many as he could have. Let me say, I got 2 wives, so I just need 2 more, right? And then, right, it was pitiful. The movement, they don't have to, they don't even, it was so easy. It was so easy, but then you just keep lasting, it's protracted. And you just study. That's why I say about the game. In the game, in order to get big, you have to be big. You can't be no big, even if the government is supporting you. If you a big nigga, big niggas had to be big. You couldn't be, like some guys, they say, that nigga, he'll never be nobody because he's too kind to his dick. That means he's too kind to his penis. Stuff like that. He can't be big because they just know that. So, okay, no, if you big, you have to have some big characteristics, but that don't mean you're gonna miss everything. Because we used to have a saying too, it's too many ways to be a fool to duck them all. There's too many ways to get tricked or to fool yourself or to be fooled to miss all of them. So we missed all of them. We missed every time they throw something at us, we done wrote. That's not arrogant, that's just saying we're here, we're living proof. And we're here to prove to everybody else, you can do it, Mr. and Mrs. Negro. You don't have to be scared of this cracker no more. We done proved it to you. We can do it, yes.
No, I was going to say, if I could add, Imam, and I can speak on this because I was in Detroit when Imam Lukman was killed. I guess the trap with them was they always talked about guns and shooting and the police. So they always talked about that. They always walked around with legal weapons. They always, and the two white guys that they sent amongst them who was selling stolen goods. Oh.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So the two white guys who just showed up and said we got flat screen TVs. They already had a disposition towards this is a Catholic society. You don't have to honor the Catholic laws. You can smudge VIN numbers. So, and all of this was in the affidavit.
Yeah, I think I might even have the affidavit. I got several pages where they might refer to S1, S5, source number 6.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
The point they made though was they tried to give Imam Lukman $5,000 to do something. He said, I'm not going to do anything to anybody innocent. We don't do that. So it's not that they were careful, they were relatively loosish. No, they were, but see, go back to us again. We don't need somebody, people come here tons of time. They used to come through, we got Imam, we got this. I said, no.